Hello, this is Team Go. We have two companies. One is G and another one is Go. For our overall business strategy, the first step is to set optimum ordering quantity. And for the marketing department, they need to set price according to the data from the last rounds. And for the financial department, the person need to keep looking at the sales report and according to the latest news, the latest information, they need to give suggestions for the marketing department. Accordingly, marketing person need to adjust the product's price. And for the inventory department, they need to adjust ordering quantity according to the price changing, and always keep adequate inventory on their warehouse. Let's move on to our financial management.
Hi, my name is Zhefei Xu. I'm responsible for financial management part. Now I will introduce the financial analysis in three directions. The first one is common size analysis, and second one is financial ratio analysis. And the third one is the net income and the contribution margin trade. Let's move to common size analysis. This is the constitution of asset. Analyzing organizational structure is an effective method to analyze working capital. Using vertical analysis, we can see that cash in both company G and company O have the largest proportion. One is 34%, another one is 34%, another one is 31%. From this chart, comparing with G, company O have the biggest proportions on cash and account receivable, but lies in inventory. It shows company O invert more inventory in cash and account receivable. Using horizontal analysis, company comparing with G, it is apparent to see that the trend of inventory in company G to company O is decreasing. It is part of our strategy, and the detail will be discussed by our inventory and the marketing department. Next is financial ratio analysis. First, I analyze the activity ratio, which is part of working capital analysis. It shows how effective we put our assets to work. This turnover rate reflects the number of time assets flow into and out of the company during the period. According to the data before, I calculate the operating cycle and the net operating cycle. From this chart, we can know the operating cycle of company O is 45 days, and the operating cycle of company G is 109 days, which is higher than company O. It shows company O invert inventory into cash more effectively. In addition, considering some customers will pay by credit, these two companies have similar net operating cycle, which is around 40 days. Then let's move to liquidity ratio analysis. It's also part of working capital analysis. Current ratio and quick ratio shows the ability to satisfy current liability using current asset. Usually, the higher the value of the ratio is, the more competent the company is on liquidity. However, it doesn't show bigger is better. Like company O, its current ratio is 778%, and the quick ratio is 640%. It shows current asset is much higher than current liability. Usually, the higher the value which may be resolved by excess inventory or excess cash. It also shows the low usage in current asset in company O. Next is the solvency ratio analysis. It belongs to debit management. From these ratios, it will show our company's choice about financing the business using debit or equity. From these ratios, company G has a higher debit to asset ratio, which value is 16%, and higher debit to equity ratio, which value is 23%. It shows company G is more willing to use debit to finance than company O. The last one is profitability ratio analysis. It reflects the profitability and the efficiency of company. Totally, the value of company O is higher than company G. It shows the company O is more profitable. The third part is analyzing net income and contribution margin trade. This is each product is the contribution margin trade of company G. From the chart, we can see the milk has the highest contribution margin during of all of these productions. And here is the net income line of company G. Due to be unfamiliar with this game, we made a fault during the first time we played this simulation game. Well, we have a very low net income at round 3 to round 6. Detail will be represented by Fangyuan, who is responsible for marketing part. We summarize this fault and create a new strategy for the next simulation game. Here is the result of our new strategies. This is the contribution margin line for company O comparing with company G. All the products' contribution margin increase smoothly, and net income line has more net income than company G. At the end, I compared two net income increasing line. Company O is obviously more profitable than company G. Now here are the balance sheet and the income statement of company G and company O. Thank you for listening my part. Let's move to the inventory part.
Hello, this is Yatong Bai. For inventory management, I have 3 parts to introduce. The first part is to set optimum ordering quantity. Same as the real situation, there are different demands of each items. Therefore, we need to know the customer preference. By adding the total quantity of goods sold, the percentage of each item can be calculated. In addition, the total warehouse capacity is 4,000 units. To avoid the extra charge for additional inventory, when set requisition quantity, the sum of total quantity should be equal to 4,000. By multiplying the percentage and 4,000 over here, the optimum ordering quantity can be known. Considering the proper quantity that need to be shipped to the 3 regional warehouse, the customer preference in 3 areas is a key item to set optimum transfer quantity. Those pie charts over here illustrate the different demand of one item in 3 areas. Take ice cream for take the preference of ice cream for example. About 46 ice creams are sold on North stores, which means that I need to allocate about 46% of ice cream that we bought from the supplier to the North warehouse. I also calculated the area preference for cream over here, and also for yogurt, for cheese, also for milk and butter. In summary, by calculating the percentage of each area, we can come up with optimum ordering the transfer quantity over here. The second part is to manage the reordering point, which is the reordering strategy. We use the pull strategy to manage our inventory. According to the data of the last 16 round, the daily demand and the standard deviation can be calculated. And this equation over here is used to calculate the optimum ordering quantity. But we don't have enough time to adjust ordering quantity. So the method that we use to place reordering requisition is 3 days a time. We also keep looking at the inventory report. Once some items that dropped under the safety stock, a new requisition need to be placed, although the time period is less than 3 days. The third part is the inventory movement. The key elements that impact inventory movement are all listed on the left table over here. On the first 8 round, the inventory movement on sales, the inventory level of butter dropped to 0 frequently, and which means the butter on these stores are out of stock, which also indicated that I need to increase the allocation quantity of butter to sales. Those are the inventory movement on north over here and also on west. Let's take a look on this chart. The inventory level of milk are remaining very high on those days. This might caused by the higher price of milk. So in this case, I need to tell the marketing department to decrease the milk price so that the inventory level of milk can be dropped. Okay, so in summary, we need to keep looking at the inventory movement to adjust transfer quantity and provide information to marketing department to adjust price. And also those inventory movement also remind us to always keep enough inventory on hand. Now let's move on to the marketing management.
This is Fangyuan Zhou, and I'm responsible for marketing management. My role is to control and manage the change of price in our team. To be detailed, I have to keep price stable, avoid price competition, and achieve the optimized price for each item. Today, I will analyze total 16 rounds simulation from 3 parts: demographics, marketing preference, and pricing strategy. From standpoint of demographics, you can see from the map, the ratio of population in South, North, and West is 15 to 14 to 12. In the left pie chart, it is composed based on the number of past customers who had ever purchased our products. The proportion of consumer in South and North accounts for 83% in total customers. It means that there are large potential customers in South and North area. In this column chart, we can see the detailed demands on 6 products in 3 regions. In West, a great number of customers prefer cheese. And in North, they choose ice cream. And in South, they prefer butter and cream. So in this simulation game, we don't have to change each item price in different region. So all I can do is to suggest inventory department to distribute more to South and North, and especially maybe distribute more specific products to different regions. From standpoint of sales volume, you can see, generally speaking, best sellers should be milk and yogurt, because they almost reach 17,000 and 14,000 units sold in total 6 rounds. It is a rather good signal, since it can instruct us to replenish inventory and increase market price on milk and yogurt within a reasonable range. To be specific, people in each region have their own preference. In North, milk and ice creams account for 55% proportion. In West, cheese and milk account for 62%, and in South, yogurt and butter accounts for 52%. If I can set up different price in different regions, this analysis is really helpful. Talking about pricing, we can see from these 6 price trend graphs, the red line represents our company price and yellow lines are market and competitor price. We can see there is a large fluctuation in round 3 and 4, because in the first 2 days in round 3, we sold a lot of milk and yogurt. Therefore, I decided to increase the price of these 2 items. However, I mistakenly increased too much on price of milk and yogurt. As shown from the market sales report, the average market price of milk and yogurt is $27 and $29.69 in round 3, but I add approximately $10 on milk and yogurt. Since the price of milk and yogurt are too high, and the other items sales volume were greatly affected, just like the cream. Consequently, we didn't sell anything at the end of round 3. In this case, I learned only one price can be changed for one time, and only to change a little. After analyzing the result sincerely, I come to price each product more carefully, and later our price keep stable and come to get more perfect. Compared with market and competitor price, we can see the average price per unit in our company is close to the market price. It is because after 4 rounds, I found we can set up the price which close to the market price, we can get the most profitable net income. So I conclude with 6 optimized price for each item. In terms of technical and analysis of the business, generally speaking, in total 6 rounds, we used to be the last one, but later we just rushed to the first place for 6 times. And finally, we reached top 1 in total company valuation rank. However, we also did some mistakes. We lost a great market share due to pricing mistake. Also, since we ignored the importance of a sufficient inventory in round 1, so we missed a sales opportunity in the beginning few days in round 2. In this simulation, we capture data from Excel and analyze data through a pivot table. To sum up, once one product price has been changed, other related price sales volume might be accordingly changed. Therefore, it has to be better to change one product price for 1 time and set up the initial price, which close to market price. And besides, we have to always keep sufficient inventory, even in the last day, and keep eyes on the change of inventory volume and net income. In a word, the most important thing is to keep close communication with other departments when we operate the business. That's all. Thank you.